Welcome back to where I'm restoring this classic wooden speedboat that I found in a construction dumpster. So last time I showed you how I repaired the hull or bottom of the boat, and now it's time to flip this thing over and inspect what kind of work we need to be doing on the top or the deck of the boat. So the edge or gunnel of the boat is in pretty rough shape. You can see there have been some repairs done in the past before. Furthermore, you can see that the nose has quite some rot in it, and we'll take a closer look on that later. And pretty much all edges on the boat, also here on the back running down, are in a bit of a rough shape. There's some wood rot in there and a bunch of spots where we need to do repairs. And taking a closer look at the nose, you can really see that this is going to be the biggest part of the job. So let's get started on that first. Step one is removing any rotten material. So there's rotten plywood, rotten pieces of hardwood that are all part of the nose that need to come out first. And I need to find out how deep this rot is running. So I start little pieces at a time. If there's still more rot behind it, I open it up further. And I'm starting here with the edges, since those are made of plywood. And plywood is pretty much just multiple layers of cross-laminated wood. And once some water starts to ingress in there, it really rather easily spreads throughout the plywood. So usually you see when you have one spot of rot, it runs quite a bit alongside of the plywood. Now the nose and gunnel of the boat will eventually be painted in a marine blue, so if the repair job is a bit of patchwork, eventually you won't see this. However, this is different for the decking of the boat, and I do have to open up part of the hardwood deck in order to expose the rot that's underneath. So to do this as cleanly as possible, I'm making my cuts parallel to the caulking lines that are on the top of the deck, and I'm cutting out 2 squares using my multi-tool and the Japanese pool saw. And so here you can see the full extent of the repair that we need to be doing. All the rotten wood has been removed, and now it's time to start building it back up. The way in which I'm going to be building the nose back up is using these hard wooden slats. This first one is running from side to side, and I'm also going to be installing ones that run from front to back. I want to make sure that the existing keel supports these slats, and then the slats will be supporting the decking and the sides of the boat, so that everything becomes one solid structure once I glue it up and screw it all into place. Having restored the structural integrity of the nose, it's now time to glue the decking back on. So these two squares that I cut out earlier, I'm gluing them back in place, and once I'm happy with their placement, I'm clamping them down. So here's the second piece going into place. Before gluing everything up, I make sure everything is free of dust. I've degreased everything using a detergent, and then with a damp cloth I make sure all surfaces are slightly wet before gluing it into place with construction glue. Now here everything is still looking pretty rough, but remember that the nose and gunnel of the boat are going to be painted in marine blue. As for the hardwood decking, first I need to replace the caulking lines. So the white caulking in between the different pieces of the deck, I just pretty much use the kind of caulking that you would use in your bathroom and reinsert this. And then the lines where I cut the deck will also be filled with a wood filler. And here's what that looks like. Once everything is sanded and painted, that's going to be looking pretty good. Alright, moving on. On the side of the boats there are some clear pieces of siding where everything has been rotten. It's been repaired before with some sort of polyester putty, but as you can see, a lot of wood rot underneath, so I'm cutting that out using my multi-tool. Then I'm gluing some pieces of wood underneath the deck so that these new pieces of plywood that I'm making the new side of the boat with can be glued up on that. So similar to before, I'm degreasing everything, making it slightly damp, then gluing it up, and using stainless steel fasteners that I'm countersinking, I'm screwing everything in place. Now a little tip, if I am to do this again, I think I would leave out the screws, as when the boat is heating in the sun, the wood is expanding at a different rate than the stainless steel screws, leading to cracks, and then water can ingress and rot will start all over again. So I just use the glue. So next up is the back of the boat. On both sides, starboard and port side, you can see that there's quite some water ingression. There's some rot, and here I'm finding out how deep this rabbit hole goes. And as can be expected, the plywood is making it so that the water can ingress alongside the plies, and the rot runs quite far and deeply into the boat. So here, bit by bit, I am discovering that until finally I realize that it's almost the entire top backside of the boat that has rotten away. So now we're gonna start filling that back in. I'm using some pieces of solid hardwood to glue them into place. And since all of this will be painted later, it doesn't matter so much that it's going to be a bit of a patchy work. It's going to look clean once I've smoothed everything over, sanded it down, and then painted it. So here's the first two pieces of water-resistant ply in. I've also put a bit of plywood on the back of the boat that I filled up with a polyester putty. And this is the final piece that I'm cutting out and gluing into place. So that we get back to the original shape of the boat. Last bit of sculpting using some polyester putty, and then the endless hours of sanding can commence. From this part of the build onwards, sanding becomes a very significant portion of the building time. After shaping something with the polyester putty or adding new pieces of plywood, or in between any layer of paint or before applying epoxy, everything needs to be sanded. So a very significant amount of time is spent with the orbital sander in hand. Not the most inspiring part of the build, but if you put on an audiobook or a good podcast, it can be quite a relaxing thing for the mind to do.
Find a way to make money and then practice your craft on the side, because you will starve to death otherwise.
Now, as I'm sanding the repairs that I did on the gunnel of the boat, I'm also touching the hardwood decking with my sander. And I'm finding out that the heavily weathered gray looking wood, once I sand away an entire ply of the plywood, it reveals this completely fresh layer of wood, which pretty much renews the boat and just makes it look like a completely fresh piece of hardwood decking is put upon it. And here you can see the entire gunnel and the outer edge of the decking being sanded. And you can really see the contrast with the freshly sanded wood and the grayish middle of the decking. So next up is painting the entire gunnel, so the edge of the boat, into the epoxy with a blue resin inside. Just that piece is completely solid and waterproof. And after that we'll continue on sanding the rest of the deck.
Ja, gaat goed.
Alright, time for painting. So I brought the boat inside because I wanted to make sure that these final layers of paint won't have any dust, residue or bugs in them. And I started googling a bunch of images of this type of speedboat, which is called a runabout or a gentleman's runabout. And I very often saw a contrasting color on the outer edge of the decking and also on the middle of the decking. So I decided to go with that kind of look. And I'm doing this by applying a mahogany wood stain. Now obviously I don't want to paint over the white caulking lines, so every time I'm taping it off, painting the piece of wood, letting it dry, removing the tape, and then retaping the next piece next to it so I can start painting that as well. Now the color contrast seems to be quite intense, but thankfully once I start applying this top coat of epoxy, this all blends in rather nicely. The epoxy will ensure that the wood is protected from the elements, so from any rainwater or water splashing on top of the deck, but also from the sun, so the grayness that you saw earlier on the wood won't reoccur because it's now protected by the epoxy, which in turn also has a UV protective agent in it so that it won't discolor in the sun. Next up, I'm going to be painting the side of the boat. In order to do this, I'm first marking the waterline using some tape, since I'll be using a different paint system underneath the waterline versus above the waterline. I'm using a alkyd based paint, high gloss, in the color marine blue. This is the most satisfying part of the whole paint job. It is the final color that I'm going for, so it really brings about the final look of the boat. The stuff also just flows really nicely, so it's nice to apply. And I'm going for a total of 3 coats just to make sure that the boat is well protected and it can handle some bumps on the water. And finally, it's time to paint the underwater part of the boat. So this silver is the anti-fouling primer, which ensures that the anti-fouling which I'm applying here can actually bond with the epoxy underneath. So the anti-fouling is just a layer that ensures that no marine growth or algae can attach themselves to the boat. It's a bit of a toxic layer that will also not fully cure and kind of stay wet. And this just makes sure that the boat won't be slowed down by barnacles and other growth that want to attach themselves to the boat. Now flipping the boat back over, I did find that there was a orange peel type of texture on the deck. This likely happened when the epoxy and the stain I applied earlier started interacting with each other, and there was some sort of chemical process leading to this texture. I was a bit worried, but I sanded everything down and then recoated the whole deck in epoxy, which needed an extra layer anyway, and thankfully that solved it. So quick reminder of what we started off with at the beginning of this episode. The edge and gunnel were in quite a bad state. A lot of wood rot in the nose of the boat. You see some repairs had been done in the past, but not completely successfully. Also down the sides of the back of the boat there was quite some damage and wood rot. And lastly, the whole deck was very weather worn and completely turned gray by the sun. And here's the results, fresh as a coat of wet paint, and I'm just super excited with how this project is turning out. Join me next time when I install the seats, the hardware on the deck, install the motor, and also put her in the water, see if she floats. Thank you very much for watching.